Let's start this review by looking at all those lovely dings and wear on this flashlight. You can see that this thing has been through some and a little bit more. So I've had this for quite a long time, and I've wanted to review this piece for some time, but I just hadn't had it long enough. But actually now it's well overdue. Let's start off by talking just a little bit about the specs. What you're looking at here is the Streamlight Microstream. It's a LED light technology. You're looking about 50,000 hour runtime on this, so I have yet to run into anybody who's going to run this thing out. 28 lumens thereabout, and on a AAA battery you're running at about 2.25 hours runtime. So now that most of those are out of the way, let's get into some more nitty-gritty. Is how does this thing perform? How is it performed for me? And what role do I use it in personally? The two roles I use it for mostly is one, EDC, and two, I use it as a backup flashlight in the backcountry, and we'll flesh that out a little bit more. For me personally, this is a fantastic EDC light. One of the things that I'm partial to on an EDC light is the tail switch on these. I really like that operation. It's easy to find, it's easy to get to, easy to manipulate on and off. I don't mind the other flashlights that have the screw tops on them. They're okay, but if I have my preference, I'll take the tail switch anytime. We mentioned lumens earlier, and it's only got one mode, just about the 28 lumens. That's all you're looking at. So no high, low, medium, SOS mode. It's fairly simple. And on some level, I kind of miss having the different modes, and on another level, it's kind of nice just to have something very simple, on, off. Now, if you listen to it, you can hear that positive click. Now it's on, off. One thing I really like about this flashlight, despite the fact that it doesn't have different modes, is it does have a temporary mode where you don't click it in all the way, and you can see what it's doing there. I really like that function, and I find myself using it often. Now, a lot of times I will, actually most nights, I will put this by my bed in case I have to use it at night, and I find myself using it in the morning. What I do though, so I don't spill the whole 28 lumens, you know, with my wife there, I don't want to wake her up, is very simple. Given the size of this flashlight, I can just kind of cup it inside my hand, either hit the momentary on so you can see it's on, or just click it on, either or. But then I can actually adjust how much light is coming through just by opening and closing my hand. So while it doesn't have a high-low mode, very easy way to get around that. But typically speaking, 28 lumens isn't going to blind somebody. But in the morning, yeah, it's kind of bright if you got people hanging around. This is one of the newer models, and you can see the clip on it. I love this clip. Now, Streamlight touts that it's an unbreakable clip, and honestly guys, often when I see those type of claims, I get a little bit leery, and I think it's more marketing hype than anything. However, what I have found is that clip, the way I carry it is I carry it in my pocket, just like you would a folding pocket knife. So I'll slide that inside my pocket, and this hangs out. And a lot of times when I'm with my daughter and I pick her up and I put her down, she's snagged on this, oh, I don't know, 3 times, and I don't know how long I've been carrying this, but the percentage of her catching that is actually very, very low. And the first time she did it, I thought for sure this was going to break, because she got it good. And it didn't. And same thing the second time, and then the third time I'm thinking, for sure this thing has got to be weakened by then, and it's not going to be any good. But it's hanging in there. The one thing you will notice is the gap between when I first got it, it's sitting more like this. It has stretched out a little bit. However, The use that is designed for typically is to put that on the bill of your hat, baseball hat, and it still works very well. As I mentioned earlier, the battery on this is a AAA. That's one of the reasons that I picked this flashlight. Around the house we've got a lot of toys, so we have a lot of batteries. So for me, a AAA is just easily attainable, and it's just not something I have to go out and hunt for. So I try to stick to the AA, AAA, although I know some of you out there are trying to convert me to the other specialty batteries where you can actually get smaller flashlights. That being said though, this AAA is a very, very good size for EDC, especially with that clip, carrying it like a pocket knife. I find it's nice that way because it keeps it out of the bottom of your pocket and it doesn't compete with a lot of the other stuff that you may be carrying. The spec sheet also indicates that this is an unbreakable and scratch resistant polycarbonate lens. Now if you look at this closely, you can see there's a lot of scratches in there. So notice it's not scratch proof, it's scratch resistance. But a lot of this is going to be what you carry in your pocket. Now you can see mine, that's kind of a good view. A lot of scratches on it. And to be quite honest with you though, that doesn't bother me at all because the beam is not affected at all. The light is still very clean and the scratches, it's not even an issue to me. Now I have used this light as a trail light, or I attempted to once, and the 28 lumens just wasn't enough to kind of flood the trail with enough light that I needed. I haven't stopped using it in the backcountry, but what it is, it serves as more of a backup light. When my main light goes out, this one actually hangs around my neck and I can get to it quickly and easily, use that to kind of get my other flashlight up and going. Now I suppose you could use it in a pinch if you were to lose your main light, but it is something that I would not typically rely on as a main source of light in the backcountry. Like I said, EDC, this is a wonderful flashlight. I've tried several other flashlights and I find myself coming back to this one time and time again. Now if you haven't gathered, I really like this flashlight, and to further state that, this is actually not my first, this is the second. I lost my first one, and if that gives you any idea of how much I like it, I did purchase it a second time. Another item that this flashlight comes with is a Breakaway Lanyard. I have yet to really use it. I just take paracord when I put it around my neck in the backcountry, but it is there if you want it. Another nice thing that this clip will do is if you put it on your dresser at night, like I said I often do, it's going to roll, but it's not going to roll far because that clip prevents it from rolling all the way off. The one bad thing about the tail switch and the way it's set up is you can't turn the flashlight on its end and have it sit there because that tail light, it just won't balance. Sometimes I find it's nice to take a flashlight, turn it on, and sit it there and kind of get the light to flood and bounce off the walls and utilize that for whatever means. But oftentimes, if I just put it down like that, I can achieve enough light to accomplish what I need. If you're in the market for a great little EDC flashlight that's affordable, certainly won't break the bank, functional, and just a good all-around lightweight flashlight, the Streamlight Microstream is a fantastic light. I highly recommend it. Again, if you're in the market, make sure you look at this one and consider it because it's a great one. Thanks guys, appreciate it.